Hey y'all, welcome back. Welcome to my garden. I'm so glad that you stopped by my channel. This is another episode of A Gardener's Journey Homestead. My name is Barbara if you are new here. And today we are out in the garden and we are doing what I call the last big final harvest of the summer. Not to say that we won't harvest some things, but I'm saying that this is probably going to be the last and the biggest. Now, I have said that before and it has come back to bless me, not bite me. And if it does that, that's okay. But that is the intent of today. But before we jump into the video and before I tell you what's going on, I want to make sure that you saw my post about the sale that GREENSTALK Garden is having going on right now from September the 2nd through September the 9th. You can buy one planter and then get the other planter or another planter for 65% off. That is right, 65% off. So if you didn't see the community post where I posted about the sale, I want to make sure that you know that now. Now, here's what you have to do. You have to use code SUMMER to get the discount, and you need to use my referral link as well if you possibly can. I would appreciate that. My link is in the description below, so use my link. But the code you're going to use when you get to greenstalkgarden.com is SUMMER. If you don't put in SUMMER, you're not going to get the 65% off on your second one. So make sure that you go ahead and grab you a new GREENSTALK. If you don't know what GREENSTALK is, I have tons of videos on it, but it is a vertical container gardening system that is absolutely wonderful, that it only takes up 2 feet of space. And also there are 2 new colors as well along with this sale. There is beautiful black and then there is peppercorn. I'm going to link some pictures up here so that you can see the different colors. Absolutely beautiful, and all the planters are on sale. So buy one, get one, 65% off. Put down in the comments which one you gonna get. Let me know. And certainly I'll be showing you my green stalks as we start getting ready for fall planting in the actual green stalk in a later video. So let's jump into today. So we have been gone for a week, and so I'm coming through the garden and the tunnel to harvest, to see what is there that we haven't gotten in the past week. And then also, y'all, this week we are going to start first we're going to start with the tunnel. We're going to start taking things out from the summer so that we can start planting our fall stuff over the next couple of weeks. So that's why I say this is going to be the last biggest harvest, because there's some things that in just a few days we're actually going to rip out so that we can make space for our fall crops. Now, where I am today right now is in the outside garden. This will probably be the last thing that we get rid of, just because nothing's going to be planted in this space in fall and winter, so there's not a sense of urgency to rip this stuff out and make way for fall crops, because it's just going to lie dormant over the fall and winter. So even though some stuff out here needs to go, like it's dead, it's not doing anything, I'm going to focus on the tunnel first, and then we'll come out here and do a big cleanup for the summer at the end, to get rid of all of this stuff out here. But now we're going to go outside and we're going to harvest what we can and see what all we have. And first I want to show you how our potatoes are doing. Y'all, look at this. Look what I just saw. This thing is huge. You see that? It's taller than my face. This is probably overripe. This is the center cut squash from row 7. I thought the plant had stopped doing anything, and I see we have like 2 or 3. I don't know how it got this size. It must have been hiding, because it certainly wasn't there like this size before I left. I just saw it, but I'm pretty sure it's overripe, so we're probably not gonna be able to do anything with it. But let me turn the camera around and show you our potatoes. Look at our fall planting of potatoes. These are Yukon Gold. We planted these together probably, I would say maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now. And our brand new night blue Vajayga garden bed, I did a whole video about this bed, y'all. I'm really pleased. They are doing fantastic. So I'm really proud of how they are coming along. I'm hoping that we'll have some Yukon Gold potatoes and then we're going to beat the first frost. Now, I just harvested 5 center cut squash. That blows my mind, and I'm thinking a couple of them are not overripe. Let's talk about what's going on here. Y'all, I have not harvested center cut squash in probably 2 to 3 weeks. Like, it had died down and wasn't producing. And the last time that I harvested, I think I got one. off the vine. Now before that it did fine, but I thought, okay, the plant's done. It's my first time growing it, so I didn't know it. So it's amazing that I have 5. And y'all, I promise you, if they were there before I left a week ago, I did not see them. But all of a sudden now I look over and there's like 5 right there. It is amazing to me how that even happened, but I'm grateful. I think at least 3 of these are not overripe. So that means that we'll be able to take those and use them. So that's the first piece of harvest that we already have. And then also in the back of the house, my husband harvested this morning. We got a whole basket of tomatoes back there. So already we off to a good start. Next, y'all, I don't even want to go. Oh, let's just go over to the okra. You know the okra is overgrown because we've been gone for a week. Let's just go take a look at it. The okra, of course, is overgrown because we haven't been here to harvest it. Look at that. I remember my first year gardening. I thought, oh my goodness, I have big okra. I didn't know because I was new and nobody told me that this ain't no good. It's going to be tough and woody, is what it's going to be. So I'll get the small ones. Not going to worry about the big ones. It's more big ones than small ones. But let's at least see what we can get. Look at this. You see how big this basket is. Oh, I didn't realize I had 2 in 1. But this whole basket is full of jalapenos. There's some okra down at the bottom. I probably got, I don't know, 12 or 14 good okra. It's amazing to me how the garden will work for you. Even when you're not here, it will keep on producing. Why? Because food wants to grow. Now, let's go inside the tunnel and see what else we can get. So next we're going to harvest our basil. I have plenty of it and I'm going to use this. I'm going to put it in the freeze dryer and dry it so that I can make seasonings with it and have it throughout the winter for recipes and things like that. I'm going to cut this pretty deep just because here very soon it won't be able to be in the garden because again basil likes heat. And I've already did a big chop on this the week, right before I left. Oh, it smells so good. And I freeze dried, no, I made pesto out of that. So I have enough pesto in my freezer for the year. So this will just be freeze dried. Basil likes heat. And it can stay in the tunnel to probably September, October because it's going to be hotter in here than it will be outside, even if the temperatures drop. But I need the space. So I'm just cutting this pretty deep. And next week, I can still get more basil because it'll grow back so fast. And look at all the ones that I have. That one is going to seed, so that just kind of happened. But I'm going to get and clear out as much of this as I can to fill up my freeze dryer. I'm going to try to estimate enough for my freeze dryer, and then I can even come out here tomorrow and do more. But I don't want to get more than what I need for the freeze dryer, so I'm going to kind of do a big estimate and just kind of go from there. Let me show you the carrot seeds that we sowed together before I went out of town. You can see that I have good germination. We just did 2 rows in this bed with the basil, and once the basil comes out, then we'll do the rest of the bed with carrots. So if you didn't see the video where I talked about the carrots, definitely go check that out. It doesn't even look like I put a dent in this basil, y'all. But I have a whole basket full there, enough for my freeze dryer, but I could probably fill up my freeze dryer at least 3 times with this amount of basil out here. But we're going to do this and then we'll come out and get some more this week. But I'm really glad that my carrots germinated. Carrots for me have been really, really tricky, so I'm so glad to see germination. And like I said, if you are having trouble with your carrots for the fall, check out the video I did. I'll try to pop it up here about my tips and tricks for how to grow abundant carrots. Okay, I'm losing daylight, so let me see what else we can get And I have lights in the tunnel, but let me see what if I can what else I can get while I have you on video. Yeah, my herbs are just look at my lemon balm. Oh my goodness. How beautiful. I'm not gonna get it today because I want to put it in the freeze dryer. And first order of business is to get my basil in the freeze dryer. But let me grab these jalapenos. I have more jalapenos over here. I'll put that there because I don't need that. I can do it quicker with just popping these off. These plants are loaded with jalapenos. If you didn't know, we do sell jalapeno salt. Let me tell you something. We were somewhere this week, and one of the dishes that they had served us was, let's just say it needed some seasoning. Y'all, I had taken my jalapeno salt that we make, and when I tell you it'll liven up any dish, it'll liven up any dish. Make your own, or if you don't want to make it, buy it from me. You can go to the link in my bio and order you some. This is why we grow so many jalapenos, is to make our jalapeno salt. The jalapenos that I grew are Craig Grande and Pantera. Y'all, look at this. Do you see how beautiful that is? That is a perfect tomato. It was on the vine like this. Like, it'll ripen in one more day. It'll be good and ready. But I got, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8 tomatoes, and then the rest are in the bottom are jalapenos. And then I got a ton of these sweet bonnet peppers. So we were able to harvest a basket of tomatoes in the back of the house, about 8 tomatoes here, a basket and a half of jalapenos, sweet bonnet, and a whole basket of basil. And that's just all I can do right now on this video before it gets dark. I see other things that I can harvest. I have plenty of herbs to harvest. My mint is overflowing. Uh-oh, nobody. We don't want you to get hurt. I'm talking to her like it's a child. That is so pretty. So pretty. Let me set this down. My mint is going crazy. My lemon balm looks good. It's going crazy. My sage looks good. The rosemary, so I can make me some more Italian seasoning. I did a video on that early in the summer. Y'all, that stuff is so good. I'm down to a half of a bottle, so I definitely need to make more. I see more jalapenos. I see more peppers. I just grabbed what I could without injuring myself, because I had started pulling out plants before I left that were just not doing good, to kind of get prepped. And we're letting them kind of wilt away so they can kind of decompose and get smaller before we can haul them off. And y'all know we don't have a tractor, so we're trying to get all of the stuff pulled up and just leave it in big piles so that we can rent a tractor for a day to get it all out at one time. So it's gonna be a little messy. It's gonna look worse before it looks better. So one, I can only get to certain things because it's just a mess, and it's really it rained over the weekend, so it's really sloppy and wet outside. So my shoes are wet, and just it's a mess. I will show you this on a later video, which I've already showed you. The peppers that are in here, the bell peppers with the aphid, they are not doing good. They still haven't done good. I see like maybe, I don't know, 6 peppers. It's covered in that aphid dust. I don't even want to touch it. I don't feel like getting gloves. I'm gonna let my husband deal with it. And they're fine. You just have to spray them off, because when you cut it open, it's completely fine. But the majority of them are not even producing anymore. They just need to go and come out. So it's gonna be the first thing that's gonna go are these pepper plants. But then also in the back here, I didn't show you just because of lack of time. They are now on my jalapeno plants that are in the back there. It's still covered with jalapenos, but I can see that the leaves are starting to be covered. So the aphid stuff is okay. The aphid stuff is spreading, and I'm about sick of it. So I know my husband's gonna fight tooth and nail about me getting rid of these jalapeno plants, because he's like, look, we need the jalapeno so we can make more jalapeno salt. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But definitely the bell pepper plants, they are going to be the first thing coming out very, very soon. But I do have jalapeno plants. But here's what I will say: we already got a basket and a half of jalapeno plants. Now we produce or plant a lot of those because we have a product associated with it. If it wasn't for jalapeno salt, there's no way I would dedicate this much space and real estate to jalapenos, because we definitely wouldn't eat that many. But it's because we have a product attached to it. Now, what if this product that we were selling, this jalapeno salt, was our lifeline? Like, what if we depended on it to eat, right? And I have an aphid infestation back there. This is why I say, if you have the space, make sure that you plant some of your prized possessions, the things that you really need, plant them in multiple places. Because even though that plant back there, it does have tons of jalapenos on it, I just don't want to touch it. But eventually it's going to eat up the plant just like it ate up the peppers. But I just harvested a bucket and a half because why? I have jalapenos in these raised beds up here, and I have jalapenos outside that have zero damage, zero pest, zero anything. And we're not dependent on the jalapeno salt, but if we were, then I have what you call some insurance because I've planted it in different places. Now, nothing is foolproof, but that's part of being intentional about your garden, especially something that you and your family depend on. You eat a lot, you want a can, like whatever your prized crops are. If you have the space, plant it in multiple places. Maybe you have some in a pot and you have some in your GREENSTALK, then you have some in a raised bed. Try that, and I guarantee you will be thankful that you did. Y'all, I'm still blown away by the harvest. We have not been here for a week, but the garden will work for you if you set it up the right way, because food wants to grow. Food wants to grow. And we have been blessed because we've been gone for a week and we were able to harvest. Again, I have tomatoes, I have basil, I have peppers. Oh, my husband also harvested, we got some orange bell peppers from the back of the house. And I told y'all, if I don't get anything else, I'm still to the good. But yet, we are still harvesting food. I will come through again tomorrow and harvest the other things that I see that I can't get now because the daylight is moving. And that'll be what I consider our last big final summer harvest in, let's say, just in grand style. There'll still be some stuff that we'll be harvesting, I would say, for the next 30 days that are summer crops, easily on until the rest of September, until the 1st of October. Like our purple whole peas, I won't do anything with them. Our okra, I'm going to leave out there. I won't do anything with that. The jalapenos, but everything that's like not producing, like the green beans and things like that, will go. The green beans are producing, but I don't like those green beans. That's the Kentucky Wonder. I don't like those. So I've just even stopped harvesting because we cooked them and we just did not like it. Like, we couldn't even make ourselves eat it. So I'm not even worried about that. But then the other stuff in here, we'll start pulling things away. Like when I pull these 2 rows of peppers, that's going to be major because I use bell peppers a lot, but I have enough in my freezer, I believe, that's going to last us a year. And I still have peppers out there in the tunnel, and I still have some peppers behind my house. So even though we'll be harvesting, this is going to be the last big summer harvest, I believe. Y'all, thank you so much for joining in with me today and spending time with me in my garden. I hope that your gardens are doing so well. I hope that you subscribe to this channel. If you are new and you have not yet subscribed, remember, gardening is a journey. Let's grow together. I'll see you next time, friend.